Okay, so we have multiple breaking news coming out. We're gonna start with this one first. NORAD detects and tracks Russian aircraft operating in the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone. Alright, so we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. This is like the second time in a week? Give me a sec. No, for the third time. Wow. For the third time in the past week, the North American Aerospace Defense Command detected and tracked the Illusion 220M Coot A Special Mission Electronic Signals Intelligence aircraft with the Russian Air Force operating earlier today within the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone. In response, NORAD scrambled an E-3 Sentry airborne early warning and control aircraft, a KC-135 Stratotanker, area refueling tanker, and a pair of F-16 Fighting Falcons to intercept, visually identify, and monitor the 220M. Alright, so once again, guys, we have seen the Bear aircrafts, the bombers, near Alaska. And this is not the first time, but this has been going on for many years. But this is the third time in the past week. Alright, so we got to keep an eye on this one here. We do have some more breaking news coming out, guys. Let me just show you some of this stuff here. And look at that. Alright. We talked about this earlier. Me and my wife, we went live and talked about this. Armed troops now patrolling DC. Alright. We have more breaking news coming out here, guys. Operation Maduro Bell. Hold on. Operation Maduro Doorbell? Okay. US Navy parks warship off Venezuela. Alright, guys, let me show you something really quick here. So, let me just bring this information up. Heavy U.S. naval deployments heading towards Venezuela. Look at that. Okay. So, they had to wait for this one here. They had to wait for these three, and the reason why is because of the hurricane. You had, what was that hurricane called? Hurricane Aaron. It's swung through past the North Carolina, the Outer Bank, and the north and east coast. Now that the hurricane is gone, Norfolk, Virginia is sending the multiple warships out there to San Antonio, the Iwo Jima, and Lauderdale. Alright, so 1, 2, 3 are also heading where? Boom! Venezuela. And look at this here, guys. Nuclear submarine. Look at this here. Another warship. Hold on. Another warship. Another one. And 4,000 enforcement. Military enforcement. Alright, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. Alright, that's where we at right now. Now everybody's saying, hold on, ain't we going to war with them? What in the world are we doing down here? Well, DC, they said that this man here, the leader of Venezuela, well, he is the master, the head of the snake when it comes to the gangs in this region. And that the leader from Venezuela is making money out of it. And so they going for him. And then right after, I guess they finished with this dude here. That's the final one. Buckle up. Buckle up. So we have how many warships? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you have a nuclear submarine out there. And Maduro, Well, he went live on television and he's calling everyone to put on the camouflage, fight for the motherland. That's what basically he said. So I do have a lot more news, guys. We're gonna get to a lot of news here. Let me just see what's going on with this one here. Operation Maduro Doorbell. Ding dong. U.S. Navy parks warship off Venezuela. After riding out Hurricane Erin in Norfolk, and that's the one I just showed you, the Iwo Jima amphibious ready group, USS Jima, USS Lauderdale, and USS San Antonio has finally steamed south, linking up with destroyers USS Samson, USS Gravely, and USS Jason Duham, already lurking under the U.S. Southern Command. Now, the U.S. the U.S. Commander-in-Chief is dressing this up as a counter-narcotic, mission. But let's be clear. You don't send Aegis destroyers with tomahawks to chase smugglers. You send them to make sure Maduro can see the stars and stripes from his palace window. Carolyn spelled it out. He's prepared to use every element of the sleeping giant power to stop the gangs from flooding into the gang's product from flooding into our land, and to bring those responsible to justice. The regime of Nicholas is not the legitimate GOV of Venezuela. It is a, gang. The sleeping giant has now labeled, trained the other, and the other gangs, multiple ones, and doubled the bounty of Nicholas head to 50 mil. A price, that says, or alive, louder than any press release. All right. It seems like time is ticking for Nicholas. This deployment, expected to drag on for months, is less about the bust and more about U.S. Commander-in-Chief parking Sleeping Giant firepower on Nicholas' doorstep. A not so subtle reminder of who's really calling plays in the Caribbean. Wow. It's just a matter of time when things start to hit the fan. So I want to bring this up really quick, and then I do have a lot more news about California. All right, so there is an evacuation going on in California, huge evacuation. But let me just finish this one really quick here, guys. All right, these are very important updates. A major buildup of sleeping giant naval forces is underway outside Venezuela waters, raising question whether the U.S. Commander-in-Chief administration is preparing for a military confrontation with Nicholas. So early last week, news broke out that up to 3 of the destroyers would soon arrive in the region. The naval warship will target boats operated by the gangs transporting these stuff to the sleeping giant, officials said, but have not said how they would do so. Now, Sunday afternoon, we find out that also headed to the region is multiple, not 1, not 2, but 3 more ships carrying not 4,000 but 4,500. The number went up. Sailors. And the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit with 2,200 Marines. Those ships and the Marines departed Norfolk, Virginia earlier this week, but had to turn around to avoid Hurricane Erin. They are expected to head back as soon and are likely to arrive in the next several days. Several P-8 surveillance planes and a submarine are also deploying to the region. The sleeping giant is saying that the product ships from Venezuela into the sleeping giant. The sleeping giant also says that Venezuela has close relations with the bear in Persia and is constructing Persian drone factories inside Venezuela. Man, finally, the sleeping giant says that Venezuela issued legitimate but bogus passport to member of Hezbollah. Now, several months ago, Intel circuits claimed that the Bear were setting up facility for long-range missiles to be in Venezuela, but under the Bear control. I did not see any corroborating proof of those claims. I don't think that's true, though, to be honest, guys. If those claims were correct, the sleeping giant could be struck by the bear. Yeah, I don't think that's... Yeah. So these are the kinds of claims that tell the event sleeping giant military action is coming fast. I just don't see that being true. The sleeping giant would have struck a long time ago. They would have just done something way before that. Okay, so I want to go with this news now, guys. Give me a second here. So we have multiple news coming out. Let me just bring this up because again, there's some videos that keep popping up and I'm getting hit with copyrights. So evacuation ordered as picket fire spreads in California, wine country. Not only that, but we do have this one here. Thousands evacuated as wildfire rage in California, Oregon. So you have multiple evacuation going on. We have more breaking news. Map shows flash flooding warning. Warning issued for 8 states. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. All right. All right, so this is going to be a buckle up. 3 articles. Each one of them is like 8 minutes. Man, that's 24 minutes. That would put us nearly in 40 minutes. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that like. The more like, the better. All right, YouTube shares video that has a lot of likes. So if you can't, hit that like button, guys. Thousands of residents across northern California, wine country, and central Oregon faced evacuation orders Sunday as 2 major wildfires continue spreading through dry terrain amid triple-digit temperatures. Now, the picket fire in Napa County has cleared approximately 10 square miles and remains only 11% contained, while Oregon's flat fire has burned nearly 34 square miles across Deschutes and Jefferson counties. Now it says here more than 1,230 firefighters supported by 10 helicopters are battling the California blaze, which began Thursday in a remote area following a week of extreme heat. So these wildfires represent the latest challenge in what experts predict could be another devastating fire season across the western U.S. The blazes threaten critical wine country infrastructure in Northern California and residential community in Oregon's high desert region. You have the Myriad air quality alerts have been issued across the U.S. as smoke from Canadian wildfire descends across the state. Wildfires currently burning in Oregon, and the flames are causing smoke to impact parts of the state through Monday night, according to air quality alert from the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality. Man, what's going on in the sleeping giant? Everything's just out of control. Everything's out of control. In California, the picket fire has prompted evacuation orders for 190 people near Etna Springs and Pope Valley, approximately 80 miles north of San Francisco, with an additional 360 residents under evacuation warnings. The fire threatened 500 structures in the same area where the much larger glass fire burned 105 square miles and destroyed over 1,500 structures in 2020. Oregon's situation is more expansive, with about 4,000 homes under various evacuation levels, including 1,000 with immediate departure orders. The flat fire is burning through dried grasses and juniper trees in challenging canyon terrain that complicates containment efforts. This is just getting really bad. We're gonna go with this one here. That's the another one. The weather condition continue hampering firefighting operation with low humidity levels and increasing afternoon winds expected. Sunday temperatures reached 94 degrees Fahrenheit in the California fire zone, with triple-digit heat reported in multiple areas. The broader western heat wave has affected Washington, Oregon, Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona throughout the weekend. Central California's Gifford Fire, the state's largest blaze this year, reached 95% containment after burning nearly 206 square miles across San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County since August the 1st. Now it says here, Cal Fire spokesperson Jason Clay told the Associated Press that's been a driving factor in the afternoons since we've seen the fire activity pick up for the last 3 days. Support from all up and down California has been critical to our efforts. Once again, the Deschutes County Sheriff spokesman Jason Carr told the Associated Press, if we get the thunderstorm that roll through, it can cause the fire to jump, contaminate lines. The down rafts can push fire in multiple directions. It says here, Cal Fire said in his Sunday updates, with the fire burning near communities, structure protection remains a high priority. Firefighters will be actively engaged in protecting homes and other structures. The fire is burning in rugged terrain, and the weather forecast for the next few days includes continued hot and dry condition, which will make sustained efforts crucial for containment. Air quality advisory in place for Oregon. Limit outdoor activity and keep young ones indoor if it is smoky. Please follow medical advice if you have a, certain condition. Central Oregon Fire Info website for the flat fire. Hot and dry conditions persist across Central Oregon, sustaining active fire behavior. On a flat fire, smoke is expected to linger in the area, with impacts varying throughout the day depending on wind direction. These conditions will continue to challenge firefighting efforts and may affect visibility and air quality for nearby residents. The West Coast from now on is basically known for what color's the sky? Orange. It's orange. And it's dark. I mean, it gets worse. It's like every year. It's like 4 or 5 times a year now. It gets all that smoke. So what happens next? Well, the Bay Area Air Quality Management District issued an air quality advisory due to smoke from the picket fire, warning that it may cause unhealthy air in parts of Napa, Sonoma, and Solano counties. Through August 25th, vulnerable population should limit times outdoors. People under evacuation orders should leave the area. Okay. Please be safe out there. So let's see what's going on with this one here too, guys. Evacuation order as picket fire spread in California, wine country. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to skip some of the stuff here. So hold on. So a wildfire in California, Napa County has scorched nearly 7,000 acres by Sunday, prompting evacuation orders and air quality advisory as over 1,000 firefighters battle flames near vineyards. So it says here, California fire season, which typically runs from late spring through fall, has already seen more than 5,500 wildfires scorched over 371,000 acres and destroyed 16,300 structures. At least 31 have been out, according to Cal Fire. Now, the area home to California's famed Napa Valley wine region was devastated by the 2020 glass fire, which taken more than 67,000 acres and damaged multiple wineries, while many vineyards survived. Some grapes were affected by smoke taint, a condition caused by wildfire smoke that can alter the taste of wine. Wow. Give me a second here, guys. Jeez, it's like end time stuff, man. Stuff like this you see in scary movies. The picket fire, whose cause remain under investigation, ignited around 3 p.m. local time on August 21st. Since Saturday, it has grown by nearly 2,000 acres and has taken at least a total of 6,800 acres. Man. Cal Fire said 5 night flying helicopters assisted engines, bulldozer, and hand crews on the ground. The fire expanded along its eastern edge and was 11% contained as of Sunday. 11%. Wow. The picket fire, whose cause is under investigation, was sparked around 3 p.m. on August 21st. Since Saturday, it has grown. Okay, so we're going to skip that one there, guys. Give me a second. The fire expanded along its eastern edge and burned more than 6,800 acres by Sunday, with containment at 11%. So the blaze has sparked parts of the area to be evacuated, with 11 evacuation orders and 5 more warnings. There are currently 140 engines, 24 water tenders, 10 helicopters, 34 dozers, 20 hand crews, and a total of 1,230 personnel. Man. Wow. We already read this one. We already read this one here. Thousands evacuated. So you even have air quality warning issue amid Colorado's Derby fire. I think I might do that one. I think that's a new story, or probably old, but we're going to click on that. Now, I did post a video of millions in Texas urged to avoid drive-through lanes. That's basically sounding the alarm for the air quality. I did post a video. The links will be in the description box. The region is known for its vineyard grapes, and wineries, with nearly 90% of Napa County under high levels of protection from development. The region has around 475 wineries and accounts for around 4% of California wine production. Locals fear that while the vineyards may not burn, the smoke might blanket the grapes, become absorbed, and challenge the grape's taste. It says here, Cal Fire Operations Section Chief Jeremy Pierce said in a Saturday update that glass fire is an everlasting memory. That being said, these are not anywhere close to the same condition as the glass fire. Glass fire was a wind-driven fire, and this is a slopes and a fuels fire. Regional winemaker Banyan told the news, as a winemaker, I worry about the smoke on the grapes. The quicker they can get this thing out, the smoke can leave. We can make good wine again, Cal Fire said in a Sunday update. With the fire burning near communities, structures protection remains a high priority. Firefighters will be actively engaged in protecting homes and other structures. The fire is burning in rugged terrain, and the weather forecast for the next few days includes containing hot and dry conditions, which will make sustained efforts crucial for containment. Alright, so it says here what happens next. The Bay Area Air Quality Management District issued an air quality advisory due to smoke from the Picket Fire, warning that if it may cause unhealthy air in parts of Napa, Sonoma, and Solano County through August 25th. Vulnerable populations should limit times outdoors. People under evacuation orders should leave the area, and again, they should leave ASAP. Alright guys, give me a second here. So you have this news also that's coming out. So man, there's multiple fire happening in various places. Air quality warning issued amid Colorado's Derby fire. This was posted yesterday. I'm just gonna skip this one here, guys. I do have this news here that I have to bring to you. All right, we're gonna go with map shows flash flooding warning issued for 8 states. The National Weather Service is warning that heavy rainfall, look at that, from fire to rain to water. Heavy rainfall could produce flash flooding across 8 states, potentially impacting millions of people. The National Weather Service posted on Facebook on Sunday afternoon to alert people in California, Utah, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico of the risk amid resurgent monsoon activity. Now, flash floods have occurred with growing frequency and severity across the United States this summer, including New Mexico, North Carolina, New Jersey, and Chicago. Sunday's warning from the agency comes as flash floods in multiple states, including the deadly flooding in Texas, along the Guadalupe River, have left community grappling to recover. And see, guys, you get the picture here. There's a lot of stuff going on. Earthquake, volcano, fire, water. I mean, we are seeing it, living it, and witnessing Bible prophecy. You got the elements are out of control. A map shared by the National Weather Service on Facebook showed a broad corridor of flash flood risk spanning the western states and southern plains. The agency highlighted heavy rainfall as the primary warning and warned of potential flash flood in urban areas. Low-lying roadways, streams, and burn-scattered landscapes. Heavy showers and thunderstorm developing and expanding in coverage across southern Colorado and northern New Mexico will pose a threat for flash flooding going into the early evening hours. A post from National Weather Service said on X on Sunday afternoon. The area burn scar location and normally dry washes will be most susceptible to impact. Wow. Okay, so we are definitely seeing something here, guys. Hmm. At the national level, forecasters had explained that warm moisture landing air and slow-moving storm system increased the flash flood risk during the summer months and dynamic that have driven recent deadly events. In the West, the risk of for dangerous flash flooding increases in areas impacted by wildfires as burn scattered terrain can produce life-threatening flows of water after intense downpours. Mm. So it says here the National Weather Service said in a post on Facebook Sunday, heavy rain could produce instances of flash flooding across parts of the Four Corners, Great Basins, Sierra Nevada, and central southern plains amid resurgent monsoon activity. Extreme heat continues over a portion of the Southwest and Pacific Northwest. It says here, you have Cody Wilson, a freelance meteorologist, posted on X at 12:17 p.m. MDT time. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorm producing heavy rain across the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Emergency personnel have reported debris flows across County Road 5 in Colorado. Now, excessive rainfall over the burn scar will result in debris flow. The debris flow can consist of rock, mud, vegetation, and other loose materials. So what happens next? Well, local National Weather Service forecast offices will continue to monitor condition and issue watches, warning, and more detailed forecast. Those living in the state impacted are advised to monitor forecast updates from their nearest National Weather Service office and local emergency management authority for real-time guidance. All right. Again, I mentioned that we're going to make it to 34 minutes with this 3 news article. We have made it to, there we go, 34 minutes. So, all right, so give me a second here, guys. There is a lot of news coming out. Okay, so give me a second here, guys. I want to see if we could go back on X and see if there's any news on X. Okay, so it seems like so far this is all the news. Hmm. Yeah, it seems like this is all the news here. But we are definitely seeing a lot of stuff happening in these tough times that we are living. Guys, let me just read this. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I just want to read some of this stuff here. This is Colorado. So, state and federal agency issue air quality warnings across Colorado through the weekend as ground level ozone and drifting wildfire smoke pushed pollution to levels that officials said could harm many out there, especially young ones, older adults, and people with certain condition. Wow. Man. The latest alert from Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment came just days after similar circumstances led to warning throughout the state, promptly by wildfire smoke from regional fires, including the Derby fire. The fire, which is currently 0%, my, 0% contained, has burned over 4,000 acres as of Saturday afternoon. These conditions could increase respiratory symptoms and breathing discomfort for sensitive groups and active people, and state health officials urge limiting outdoor exertion, according to a forecast from the National Weather Service. Man. Poor air quality from ground level ozone and fine particulate matter, PM2.5, can trigger coughing, throat irritation, chest tightness, and shortness of breath, and raises the risk of of uh, of serious complication for people with pre-existing respiratory or other conditions. Even otherwise, healthy people could experience symptoms during periods of heavy smoke or elevated ozone, according to state and federal agency. Wow. And this is where we are right now, guys. I think I'm gonna end it here. I did slam like 3 crazy articles. Each one was like almost 10 minutes. But we are definitely seeing fires happening in various places, floods happening in various places, and wars happening in various places, earthquake happening in various places. We've just seen all these events just building up quick. Let me take you to the USGS earthquake map. There is basically nothing going on. Amazing. It's looking beautiful. Again, I don't even think there's a magnitude 6 today. Amazing. Amazing. Alright, guys. I'm going to end it here. But do me a favor. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. And hit that notification bell if this is your first time. Again, thank you so much for your support. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.